boy. The boy! Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. I'm still getting used to the intro for this one. This is turn 3. Let's jump into things. Alright, still, we've got some pretenders, so some prophets, some turn 3 prophets. People going for specific things. Anyways, we've got Fuck the X-Men, ya dingus. That's rude. We got Naraton. Do not know if that is a rename or not. Utgard, the mummified prince, shall hereby... Okay, gotcha. This is... I think Nucitis and Utgard have a thing because Nucitis has named their prophet Utgard, and Utgard has named their god Nucitis, or something like that. Anyways. We've got Gazlov, the Van Harris. I think this is a rename because I think Gazlov is playing, the player I think is Gazlov. Which is funny because I think the last time I saw Gazlov in a game, he was playing Midgard. So maybe Midgard's just like his, or their favorite nation. Artia, do not know if that is a rename. And then we have a battle. Okay, so we have the forces of Chaco. Our god, Yona, takes on a bunch of indies. And this is, as we will come to expect from most of this type of stuff, very simple. We clash, eventually we get poked, we go Super Saiyan, we slap the shit out of things, and basically become an unkillable god king. I say unkillable god king, incoming kills. Incoming getting killed. Not this turn, then. Oh. One more, get one more. Nope, too slow. What are you meowing about? Come here, boy. Your tail is just flicking back and forth. Anyways. So, we got a fair number of kills in that. We'll check experience here in a second. And then we had an unexpected event. We had a large group of non-faithfuls deciding to immigrate. Part of the population has left their homes in search of a better place to live, and faith has increased in the rightful god, Yona, Lord of the Wild Cows. I love that that is our Lord of the Wild Cows. So we lost 1,000 people in Zox, which is unfortunate, but we gained 1 dominion. Let's check our god. So we have, we have 30 experience now. Gives us a pip, experience pip at 25, I believe, which means we have a base of 18 attack skill now. So moving on up in our directed plan there. What are we doing this turn? So moving into Zox didn't really get us any more real information. We can see now down into, I think Hesperia was somewhere that we didn't see before, right? And I think Polgrave was somewhere we didn't see before. Same for Talito. So these 3 I think we didn't see previously, but that doesn't really provide us any additional information. So we don't see any like scales spreading here or candles or anything like that. We do see a candle now over in Vongar. And we can see the spread of what looks to be like pretty decent scales, full scales, potentially. To the point to where I am, again, I am considering doing different scenarios. I might hit Escunia this turn instead of good old Woods. I'm gonna do that. This is dicey. This is risky. This is an aggressive move. If whoever is down here is moving into Escunia, we could very well be messed up. I think we will be okay though. Unless, and the reason why I think we will be okay. Let's talk about this because we don't have a whole lot else going on this turn really. It's just kind of like this type of theory scenario. So looking at this suggests to me, because this is initial early growth, right? This is not probably the full amount of what their scales are. But this suggests to me that this might be a full-scale build, right? We see order, we see productivity, we see luck, we see magic. We don't see growth. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't growth there. But what it does mean is that there are good scales here. Good scales tend to mean that it is a nation that didn't take a heavy bless, that probably has decent base troops, but those decent base troops, like, you know, like an Ulm, or something like that, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be... Basically, the hope is that they're not going to be super killy. That is not necessarily the case, though. This could be like a turn. We could bump here in Escuania, and it could be against, you know, I don't know. It could be against like Zweihanders or something like that, and they could just chop us to bits. I find that unlikely, though. Again, we have very high protection, we have regeneration, we have fear, we have resistance, and we have Berserker to keep us in the fight. So I think we are likely to be okay. This is going to give it... So, we can move here, right? And the reason why we might move... it might be a good idea for us to do this is scales nations, right? You want to kind of like choke them out. You want them to have little borders. Because otherwise they can scale. So we put the pressure on early. We might be able to kind of like hem this individual in, and this might be an early war target. Who knows? We have multiple lines of weird attack. They would have multiple lines of weird attack too, then. Yeah, I think we still do this. So the alternative, right, is going into good old woods. It's not really like a better scenario necessarily. It was just gonna put me closer to Assad in theory, which I was gonna like try to round up, right? I think we go for Escuania. I think it is a risky move, but I think it is going to be better for us in the long term, potentially. Need to check our scraw point scenario. We haven't checked that this turn. Benatis. Then up here... Not noticed. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So I think we go for that. In other news, we have our first Hmong Katsina, Hmong 1, who is leading 5 Katsina warriors, and they are going to be attacking Akesta. We are also going to send stands with a brick that direction, just to kind of like give them... In my testing, it is very rare. Normally this Hmong 1 and 5 Katsina or 4 Katsina are more than enough to take on really, really strong provinces, actually. But on the rare occasion, in unlucky situations, I've seen these Katsina warriors, like 1 or 2 of them go down, or even like the Hmong Katsina get taken out by like really bad cav flanks or things like that, like super unlucky stuff. So what I have found is if I send the initial army to go into the first province that the first Hmong 1 army goes into, that helps. These guys end up dying instead. Yeah. So they help kind of screen and prevent the fight from being potentially overwhelming for the Katsinas. So that's what we're doing there. So it's turn 3 right now. We have 3 provinces. Turn 4, we should have 5 provinces. Turn 5, we should have... Turn 5, we should have 7 provinces. turn 6. Trying to think of when our next party is going to come out. I think our next party is going to come out, won't come out until turn 7 or turn 8, which is a little late, but I think we'll be okay. It kind of depends. We've got some really nice income provinces, so if I can pick these up in the near future, then we'll be okay, I think. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, we're going to do that. We are recruiting a Chacoan Sun Priest and 3 more Katsina Warriors. Next turn, right, we will move from Akesta into Finnica, and we will do that with Mong 1. We might do that with Stands with a Brick, or we might do other things like Preach with Stands with a Brick, to try to, like, push scales over into these locations. It just kind of like depends on the situation. And we will also bring this Chacoan Sun Priest, who has Magic Leadership 5, along with these 3 Katsina Warriors. We'll bring them into Finnica, and we'll have an army of 8 Katsina Warriors, led by, eventually, by Mong 1, that will start moving around up in this area. Okay? I've found that 8 Katsina Warriors and a Hmong Katsina is typically more than enough to survive. Honestly, like, in testing, I was able to throw those into throne provinces, like tier 2s and tier 3s, pretty confidently. Like, certain tier 3s would mess with me if there were a lot of, like, casters or something like that, but typically speaking, just base people, just base units wouldn't be too much of a problem. These little suckers are kind of scary. Like, they deal a lot of damage. It's piercing damage, it's magic damage, it's at a decent length, so there are repel checks. They don't have great armor, but because of their invulnerability 10, they have decent base armor. The entangling, the temper flesh, the regeneration, it all stacks to be really pretty damn good. So, fingers crossed that it continues to do so. I don't think there's really much else. We've got our scout. I was kind of I was a little torn this turn about whether or not I wanted to head up into, like, Ablak, or if I wanted to head into Umidor here. I think we're gonna head into Umidor because I'm more interested to see what's up here. We do have scouts that we can recruit here in Zox. We don't in Scraw Point. But we might start, if you've seen other games that I play, you know I love large scouting networks, so we've got to be careful. This nation is very, very greedy with its money, right? Very high cost sacreds, very high cost cap-only recruitments, so we've got to be a little cautious about that. I wish the Wuyas had fucking higher base attack skill. I wish they had like 14 base attack skill. I don't understand why their attack skill is so low, honestly. I get that they have death power, so in theory this is most likely to be like a 3 throughout a lot of sections of the game. But even, or a +3, even then, like, I feel like they should be like base attack skill of like 12 to 14, and then have the potential for +3 on top of that. Like, this just seems like this is a massive amount of gold and slow to recruit. I want to like Wuyas, but I don't think that they're worth it. I don't think that they're as strong as they should be for the amount that they cost. I could be completely wrong. I'm sure people will disagree with me, but we will find out. Anyways, that is the end of the turn, I think. Nothing really else doing. We're going to head into Umidor. I'm trying to keep an eye on all of these connections, right? It is crazy. I think people have been theorizing this in the in the Discord channel. There are so many connections, like all the ports and everything like that, throughout this game, but especially on Gielinor, right? That's certain like flying units, like high mobility flying units, like 20 plus flying units, or things like cloud trapeze or teleporter, things like that. People are like theorizing that you can basically, like, you could cloud trapeze from one spot to almost any other spot on the Gielinor map because of being able to cloud trapeze through like ports. So for instance, like I can cloud trapeze from Chaco and go 1, 2, and then go like all the way up here. 3, 4, or that would be 3, 4, 5, right? I could get all the way up here, right? And it's this kind of like scenario. Because of that, I could cloud trapeze to just about anywhere. I think this one, right, this section is a little more closed off because this port only connects to this one. But still, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 into most of these, you know. But I couldn't like get over here. I say that, but actually, I think I could because I can go to this fucking. Oh, there's so many connections. There's so many connections. Anyways, I'm just randomly talking about shit now, so I think that is going to be it for this turn. This is an aggressive move. This could spell doom for us. If our god dies sub turn 10, it's basically game for us. We will, of course, fight on. But if our god dies in that time frame, I mean, our expansion is going to be shot. Our ability to defend ourselves is going to be crap. We'll see how it goes. Aggressive, but I think we have a good chance of surviving and thriving in kind of putting a little bit of pressure on whoever is over here. That's going to be the end of the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody.